Still on this evacuation, so far 1,306 Nigerians have returned to the country. The first and second batch of Nigerian evacuees from Ukraine arrived Nigeria last Friday. The passengers, numbering about 328, landed at the private jet terminal off the Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. And from the first time, government officials and families received young Nigerians back home from the warring region. The past week has now seen more batches of fresh evacuees arrive the country. The fifth batch arrived early on Friday at the Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. They arrived on a plane owned by Air Peace, one of the airlines built to airlift Nigerians returning from Ukraine. We can now reconnect with Moyo Thomas, our correspondent, who is standing by for us at the Azikiwe Airport in Abuja with reports of another batch of evacuation of Nigerians from Ukraine. Hello again, Moyo. So what can you tell us about the mien of the evacuees? How do they appear to you?
Of course, we can see the sigh of relief on them for being back in Nigeria, but then they also have the look of the stress is also showing on them, considering what they've been through in the last few weeks. Some of them that I interacted with also told me the gory details of the bombing they experienced or went through while in their hostels in Sumi. I should have actually pointed out that about 95% of the returnees that are here are from Sumi, according to reports that we gathered from Foreign Affairs. So the experience for them is good to be back home, but then they can't forget what they also went through in the Russian-Ukraine fight.
And indeed, we've seen and heard a rather horrendous reports now of the experience of Nigerians and other foreign nationals, particularly in Sumi. Give us perhaps a better picture from your engagement with them, how bad the situation really was and how much, like you said, this must be a relief to be back home.
Yes, according to them, the situation isn't a very good one. One of them that was speaking with me earlier said he was on the phone with his mom on one of the occasions and a bomb passed through over the roof of his building, and the mom overheard it and she was in jitters, like, is this what you're going through? Please, I need you home safely. And then she busted into prayers. So you can just imagine how it would have been for them. According to another one that also interacted to, they could hardly sleep because of these missiles and bombs that were going on the roof, and so many times they have to run to their bunkers. But then interestingly, most of them said they are just waiting for the war to be over, and they will be back in Ukraine to continue their studies. And some also told me that their school have made arrangements for them to start their studies online. A particular guy told me that the school sent a message that their online studies is starting on the 4th of April. So for them, as we were thinking that it could be a bleak future for them, but it's like there are plans in place to actually make them continue their studies. But then another worry at the moment is ensuring that all Nigerians that actually want to come back are returned to the country. But I have an official with me here that will give us an update on bringing back the remaining Nigerians, the plans in bringing back the remaining Nigerians. Right. Ambassador Bolaji, please, can you tell us what are the plans to bring back the remaining Nigerians?
Yeah, thank you so much. The plans are in top gear. And as you can see, this is the 6th chartered flight that will land in Abuja. And other flights have been coming, but in trickles, commercial flights. So what we are doing here today is to document them and take their information and begin to analyze them. Some of them are students, so we have a rehabilitation program depending on which class you belong, you know. So it depends on their class. If you are students, we have planned for you to continue your education. We are already negotiating that with the states around Ukraine.
So could there be any impediments to bringing the other Nigerians? Are you foreseeing any of such?
No, there shouldn't be, because now that the Humanitarian corridor was created, Ukraine humanitarian corridor by the UN. We have taken advantage, and a lot of our students on their own also took that advantage and moved to neighboring country, majorly Hungary and Poland. And of course, many of them are coming on private, on commercial flight.
So can these efforts be totally undertaken by the government, or there is need for private?
Oh, certainly not. I think President Muhammadu Buhari deserves to be commended for being very prompt and for keeping to his promise. Not just he approved this operation, he also ensured that prompt release of funds. But you know, this is not something that we budgeted for. So while government has taken this initiative, we are calling on the private sector. You know, you can see MTN has considered this as part of their corporate social responsibility. And we look forward to the automobile industry. We look forward to even the food industry. You know, because so much is going. These guys are they've gone through a lot of trauma. You know, drink. You know, we should join in this, because whatever you do now will be there for posterity to judge. So we need from banks, from insurance company. We just need to have a Nigerian team doing this, not just government should, because their parents are very happy having them back. But a lot of investment have gone into this. You know, many of them put all their investment into sending them to school. I processed most of their visas, so I know that they thought they have overcome this, and this is not expected. So we need to also allay their fears that their destiny have not been cut short. You know, so.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So back to you, Kemi.
And that will be all indeed, at least for now. Moyo Thomas there reporting live on the latest evacuations of at least 300 Nigerians from the conflict in Ukraine. Many thanks there for the updates.